Massive update for election integrity. The electronic voting machines in Georgia are set to be put on trial and determine if there are vulnerabilities ahead of the 2024 election. Before we get started, I'm David with Americans for Limited Government. If you want pro-liberty, small government news, hit subscribe, hit follow. We have some great videos coming up for you. So the constitutional challenge to Georgia's voting machines is set for trial early next year on January 9th, 2024. And we're going to look at a minute at the direct ruling from the judge. This is an Obama-appointed judge, and she says there is sufficient evidence to suggest that there could be a constitutional violation due to vulnerabilities in these election machines that are used in Georgia. This lawsuit was filed by activists who advocate for election security and integrity, and it targets Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and members of the state election board. The lawsuit claims that the current configuration of the state's election system poses a threat to voters' right to have their voices accurately counted. And interestingly, even the United States federal government, we're also going to look at that in a minute, they have admitted that there are vulnerabilities in these machines. The machines has been ongoing controversy, but either way, just looking forward, this is great news that they're looking into these machines. So let's go ahead and take a look at the conclusion. Again, this is U.S. District Judge Amy Totenberg. District Court, Georgia, Federal Judge Amy Totenberg. This is what she wrote in her conclusion. The importance of the security, reliability, and functionality of state election systems classified by the U.S. Homeland Security Department as critical national infrastructure cannot be overstated in a world where cybersecurity challenges have exponentially increased in the last decade. The dynamics of how a breach in one part of a cyber system may potentially carry cybersecurity reverberations for the entire system for years to come exemplifies the important concerns raised in this case. The constitutional voting claims raised here involve complex evidence, legal issues, and events heated by the political stresses of the era. Still, the court reminds the reader that the fact that this order allows plaintiffs' constitutional claims to proceed to trial, with some exceptions, simply means that there are sufficient factual disputes underlying the legal disputes here to require a trial. But as stated at the outset of this long order, collaborative efforts to address the issue raised in this case might be more productive for the public good. So this judge, Judge Totenberg, is encouraging the legislatures nationally, not in Georgia specifically, but more generally, she's saying it's probably better for the legislators to take action on this and make something happen. So she concludes further by saying, additionally, as discussed herein, because the plaintiff's assertive harm is not traceable to Fulton County's motion for summary judgment is granted in full. Trial is set for January 9th, 2023. The current pretrial schedule is outlined in the court's order for October 13th, 2023. And here is what the Cybersecurity, Infrastructure, and Security Agency, otherwise known as CISA, they're an agency within the United States Department of Homeland Security, they say this about the vulnerabilities in these voting machines. The ImageCast X can be configured to allow a voter to produce a paper record or to record votes electronically. While these vulnerabilities present risk that should be mitigated as soon as possible, CISA has no evidence that these vulnerabilities have been exploited in any elections. They're saying it should be taken care of right away, but they don't know that it's ever been an issue. That's what CISA is saying. The tested version of ImageCast X does not validate application signatures to a trusted root certificate. Use of a trusted root certificate ensures software installed on the device is traceable to or verifiable against a cryptographic key provided by the manufacturer to detect tampering. An attacker could leverage this vulnerability to install malicious code, which could also be spread to other vulnerable ImageCast X devices via removable media. So there you have it. An Obama judge has said we need to look into voting machines. The federal government, the Department of Homeland Security under Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, they're stating that we need to look into voting machines. So the fact that these things are going on trial before the election, way beforehand, and we've had some other election integrity stuff taking place, this is great news, a great win for Trump. And this also can help Trump in Georgia in his criminal case with Fani Willis, because this has this suggests more so that he acted in good faith and what he thought he did with respect to Georgia in the last cycle, or 2 cycles ago. Hey, again, if you enjoyed this, I'm David with Americans for Limited Government. Hit subscribe, follow, comment below. I'm going to put in the description the links to these 2 sources and also a link to join our Liberty Club. Join our Liberty Club to meet other patriots, and we'll have some live streams and answer your questions. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.